Hello, everybody. Good evening. How are you guys doing today? It is day 2 of 25 days of Craftmas. How are you guys doing? I know I'm a little bit later than expected. Had an emergency, and then right when I got back into the room, y'all remember that 2803 I set up? Well, guess what? It leaked blue ink everywhere. I was actually going to try and go live at 7:30. Then when I did that, I had to clean up blue ink from everywhere. So I do apologize for being a little bit late, but I'm going to make it work out because we are going to do some print and cut today. All right. This is one of the things that I get asked about the most. So I figure why not do a print and cut for my first day of 25 days of Craftmas, but the second day overall. So if you guys don't know, about 3 years ago, the lovely Gucci Crafts had this amazing idea, and she presented it to me, and then we brought on so many different people. So we've been doing this for 3 years. It started off as like the Facebook page was 25 Days of Craftmas, but it's something we wanted to continue to do and share our crafts and share our passions. So we have what's called the DIY Crafting Network over on Facebook. Which most of you guys are probably watching from, but I am streaming this to my YouTube channel as well. So if you are watching over on my YouTube channel, make sure that you guys head over to Facebook and search DIY Crafting Network. Again, that is DIY Crafting Network. Why? Because we have some amazing creatives who are going to bring you guys so many different crafts. I even think there's like a holiday drink in there somewhere. Then y'all know my girl Ratisha's going to come through with the Christmas treats and things like that. So there's so much in store craft wise, and we have a little bit of food and treats and drinks in mixed in this year as well. So it runs from December 1st all the way until Christmas. Now, it won't always be on my platform if you're watching over on YouTube. So make sure, you guys, that you go to DIY Crafting Network. You see it at the bottom. Head on over to that. I'll make sure that I put a link in the description. I forgot to, and I'll put it in the comment section if you're watching over on Facebook. I will. I just realized I wasn't on the other Facebook to let them know as well. I'll just share it over there afterwards. But make sure you go over there so you can catch all of the creatives throughout the month. All right. Support. Share out that page. Let's let everyone know that there are 25 days of crafts on the DIY Crafting Network. All right. And for this week, I'll show you guys a little bit of what the lineup is. So yesterday, Gucci Crafts kicked us off with a beauty. And I tell y'all, that thing was amazing. All like pretty much from the Dollar Tree. It was like 90%, maybe even 95%. All Dollar Tree items. It came out amazing. And then, of course, we have the professor today. We are going to do some print and cuts for pencil toppers. And then on tomorrow, it's my girl Alexa's. I love watching her. I have no desire to do embroidery, but I love watching when she does her live at 5s on Sundays. So from So Sweet Academy. So make sure you guys check that out and come back to see what's under her needle. That's what she always says. I will be back on Saturday, y'all. In 3 years, I have never had a weekend day for 25 days of Craftmas. So y'all know I'm about to show all the way the heck out. It's going to be an extended live because I've never had a weekend in 2 years. I've never had a weekend. So Saturday, I'm going to let you guys know right now, it is going to be all Sublimation. I'm doing so many different Christmas things that can be like Christmas crafts, I guess you can say, and things when it comes to Sublimation. I have some items from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to do a full bleed Christmas stocking. So make sure that you guys follow us, share it out, subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you guys don't miss that. Then my girl Ebony is going to do a snowman light. So that's hers is the Unleashed Crafter. And then we have Miss Angeline. She's making a reading pillow, and y'all got her back to back to back. Well, not back to back, but back to back. Because then she's going to do some Christmas totes on Tuesday the 7th. There is a calendar that is for every week. I think she's going to release it right before the following week, so you guys know what's coming up. But we do have a full lineup. All the days have been booked out. It is jam-packed. So again, guys, make sure that you follow DIY Crafting Network on Facebook. And on there, if any of the other crafters have other platforms that they're going to share it to, they'll have those as well, so that you guys can make sure that you join their groups, that you follow their Facebook pages, follow their Instagram, their TikToks. Speaking of TikTok, hold on. Let's go. Shameless plug. Speaking of TikTok, I'm like 100 away and some change. I think like 102 away from being able to go live on TikTok. So if y'all can go ahead and head on over to TikTok, Shakia the Professor 365 is my handle over on TikTok. I need like 100 people to go over there and follow me so that I can go live on TikTok. I will do some regular TikTok videos, but y'all know live is my jam. I like to go live, and I'm dying to go live on TikTok. So if y'all can do your girl a favor, make sure y'all go over to TikTok, Shakia the Professor 365, and follow me over there. All right. So you guys excited? Like I said, we are going to do some print and cuts. I've actually already printed them out. I'm going to show you guys really quickly like how I set this up. But I did a glossy one and a matte one. This one is Koala's photo glossy paper. And this one, I don't remember which. I have so much matte paper. It's ridiculous. I know it's from Amazon, but I don't remember exactly which one it is. They both are printed with, should I say, Honestly Speaking paper. The glossy one was printed from my Epson 7720 printer. And then this one was printed from my Epson 7840. That's the new workforce printer. So we have cartridges for both, and the pigment ink works in both. You can see those colors are absolutely amazing. And you can get your HS Ink products on our website, hsink365.com. I don't have my little tabs for my ears, so these glasses are going to drive me absolutely insane. But hsink365.com is where you can find all of my Honestly Speaking products, from sublimation ink to pigment ink, the chip resetters for the 7720, cartridges, syringes, files, the backings, and like the things for this that I'm going to do right now will be in my template vault. There we go. I'm like, I could not think. The template vault, it will be in there. That is to release on December 6th. So that will open up, and you're going to see quite a few templates in there. And I'm always working on templates. So once you purchase access to the vault, you'll get access whenever I upload templates to it. And right now, and until, which this wasn't even announced anywhere else, until the end of the year, all of my classes will be 60% off. Well, the ones that are on the Academy, and then I have some bundle deals and things that are going to come up. So you guys may or may not want to wait for those, but those will be released by Saturday. I've just been super busy. But if you just need like one or two classes, they are on sale for 60% off on all of our classes. All right. So that's on hsink365.com. It's still pretty much the same. You might still see shop.silaholics.com, but we are like rebranding a little bit here, and that makes it a little bit easier for you guys to find the website. So check that out as well to get your Honestly Speaking pigment ink and other printing supplies. All right, y'all. So I think I'm done with all of my shameless plugs, other than to make sure that you guys subscribe, follow, and share. Also give this video a thumbs up and comment. That helps with the engagements. All right. So let's go ahead and jump over to Silhouette Studio. Let's get the party rolling. Before I do, let's see. Just followed you. I am QD Designs on TikTok. We have the chips for the 7840. We have had those for well over 6 months. We were one of the first people to get the chips for those printers. So we've had them for quite some time. You just missed an amazing sale on them. All right. Let's go through though. I'm trying to, because I'm late. I didn't want to hold you guys up. It'll get kind of late on the East Coast. So I did not want to hold you guys up. But y'all know I cannot come on here and not say hello. So, hey, Miss Sonia, Miss Cynthia, she says she can't wait. I know I saw some of you guys earlier when I was supposed to be live at 7. So thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for showing up. Hopefully you guys are back here. Let's see. There is a full calendar. I believe she's putting it out at the beginning of each week, but I will see if she wants to kind of put it out. That way you guys kind of plan and see all of the different crafts that will happen this month. So I'll see if she wants to put the calendar out, like the full calendar. But I know she plans to put it out at the beginning of each week. Hey, Dawn. Hello. How are you? Miss Bacon, how are you? So that was everyone says, yeah, see you at 8 o'clock. Hello. Hey, Gucci. All right. Let's see. How you doing, Miss Pat, Miss Brenda, Miss Barnes, Nadine? How art thou? I had the pleasure of meeting her in person this weekend. The Unleashed Crafter. I can't wait to see your snowman lights. Judy, how are you? I wonder which one of my lovely craft sisters this is saying hello from the DIY Crafting Network. Hello. Thank you for sharing. Yes, don't forget to share, and support all of the creators this month. Thank you for tagging somebody. That's right. That's what we also need to add. Tag a friend. That is the best way to get them on this video. Tag a friend. All right. And she has it there. Like I said, I will post it in the comments for YouTube, but that is DIY Crafting Network for you guys on Facebook. All right. Hello. Oopsie, look, y'all tagging. That's what I'm talking about. Tag. Hi, Lakeisha. There we go. Tagging some more people. I know that's right. Tag them, girl. I appreciate the love. Thank you for tagging some folk. All right. She said she's going to drop this weekend for the entire month. Okay. So this weekend, she's going to drop the calendar that's for the entire month. So you guys can plan ahead. And we're going to try to make sure we put them on the schedule because Facebook loves like events. And then that way you guys can set reminders. So we'll make sure that we put it on as an event so you can set your reminder for them. Okay. I know that exactly, right? It's a vibe. Hey, Miss Wood. There we go. Shakia the Professor, 365. Thank you. All right. I forgot to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. Okay, let's see. Definitely show some digital love with your digital currency. Thank you for that, Miss Gucci Crafts, for dropping that website. Hello, Miss Catherine. Let's see. It says sold out. Oh, okay. So it's probably just, I think if I'm not mistaken, we ran out of the little baggies. So it should be on the site by tomorrow because the staff made more of them. So even we'll probably update the website tomorrow. But yes, we do have chips in stock. Well, we have them on site, should I say. Hello. Hey. All right. Thank you for following me on TikTok. Appreciate it. Oh, I know you missed you're not in creative business. But yes, I must inbox you to find out how you are doing after your hip surgery. Thank you for tagging. Hello. Okay, so I said hello to everybody. All right. Now, let's go ahead and jump into Silhouette Studio. What we're going to go over in Silhouette Studio, we're just like let you guys know a couple things. So we're going to do some tracing and detaching. We're going to do some like filling of like with colors and things like that. We're going to I'm going to show you how to create this template, but it will be in the vault as well. And we're going to do some welding and what else? So setting up, of course, of the print and cut. And text to path. There we go. That's what we're also going to do. So you're going to get a full-on silhouette class right now for the second day of 25 Days of Craftzmas. Y'all ready? Let's head on over to Silhouette Studio. All right. So as I said, these are already, I'm trying to think, you know what? For the sake of time while I'm designing, let's do this. Let's go ahead and get these cut out. That way it's already done. I can put them together and it doesn't make this so long. So I can teach while it is cutting. All right, so let's do that. All right, I'm going to head on over to the other camera. All right, I'm moving. Can you guys hear me okay? Let me know if you guys can still hear me because I had to move over to the other camera. Now, this is a light grip mat, so I have to make sure that I really burnish this down. I have no idea where my squeegee went, but I have to make sure that this is down really, really good because this is a light grip mat. And I should probably tape it too because this mat acts crazy. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of tape to this only because I don't want it to move. All right, now this is not, of course, a silhouette mat. I don't particularly care for silhouette mats. I normally use Cricut mats, but this is only an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. Normally, I'm printing to like 11 by 17. That's my paper size. Like that's my preference for paper size. This is just a regular mat. You can probably find these like on Amazon. These are samples for the mats that we're going to get in. But of course, you set it up just like a Cricut mat. I do have a video. So if you want to use your Cricut mats with your Silhouette Cameo, you definitely can. You just have to tape it off and do what's called calibrating it. I do have a video for that. All right, real quick. Everyone always asks, like, what do I do for print and cuts? I really don't do anything. When I go over there and show you how I set this up, I just max out the size for my print and cuts. I never really have issues. So I'm not sure like what else I can kind of say or do or help when it comes to that. It's always a case by case. I always ask, well, okay, let me see how you're printing it, how you're loading it into the machine. What are your cut settings and things like that. I will explain about the restrictive areas once I go into the program, but I don't do anything special when it comes to print and cut. Now, when it comes to the Cameo, I'm going to use my little pencil here to point this out. All Cameos have a line and then there's some arrows behind it. So I'm going to pull this up a little bit so you can see what I'm talking about. So right here, there is a line and arrows. Whenever you are loading your mat up, you want to make sure that it is to the back of it. So your mat should not be over the line, whether it's a colored line, if it's you have the older machine and it's the same color as the base of it. You never want your mat to go over that line. You should see that line, and that's where your mat's going to go. All right. You also, if you're using a mat, you want to make sure that your right roller, hold on. I have no idea what happened to my camera. There we go. Not sure what happened. But you want to make sure that your roller is all the way to the right hand side. There's a couple different ways to change that depending on which machine you have, as far as if it's a pinch, if it is the one that has just like this one has just a little push button. So each machine is different in how you move the roller. I do go over that in my Silhouette Cameo out of the box. I show all 4 machines or all 4 versions of it from the original to the 4. and I show how to change that roller. But when you're using a mat, you want to make sure that it is all the way over, not on here. Like this is the one for no mat. If your roller is here, it can affect the registration of this mark, okay? So I'm going to put this right here. And I'm going to hit the load button, which is the up arrow. All right. I'm going to head on over to here. We're going to go send. And you're going to see like up here, there's a lot going on, right? We're going to highlight everything that's up here. And I'm going to go cut edge. And you're going to see it's going to jump to where it's only going to do the edges of it. I will say that I am one where cut settings, because I know how Silhouette works, I can never truly give you like an exact cut setting because it's going to depend on so many different factors like the age of your blade or the condition of your blade, your mat, if you're cutting with no mat, with a mat, how thick is the paper that you're using. So you want to do some test cuts. As always, keep yourself a craft journal or write it down on a sticky note, put it near your machine. Hey, cut it out from vinyl and put it on your machine. Well, maybe that won't help because you need to set it on your computer, but put it somewhere where you can reference it once you find the perfect settings. Even go as far as if it's a new blade, put that down. If maybe in like a few months, a few weeks, you find that you have to use different settings, make a note of that. How old is that blade and like how much you were cutting with it to know, when your settings have to be changed. If it gets to a point where you have to change them too many times, it's time to get a new blade, guys. Don't try to use that same blade for like 3 years and never change it out. Yes, I know people are going to say, oh, you can resharpen it with foil. That only goes so far. If you're doing this, especially for a business, you want to invest in having more blades on hand. All right. So I have business edition right now. This is the one that's reading from my Bluetooth. So I'm going to click here. Oh, wait, nope. It's saying unavailable. Why are you saying unavailable? Hold on. Let's see. Are you still plugged in? Unavailable. Why are you saying unavailable? Oh, I pulled it out. There we go. That's why. For some reason, my Bluetooth is not working. It keeps saying like when it's on there, it's just saying engage. And I don't care to figure it out right now. So I don't know why it's stuck on engage. So I am not cutting this via Bluetooth. It is hardwired into my computer. So I'm going to go to ready. With this, that one isn't that thick. So 5 should do it. My force, I'm going to, only because the other paper is a bit thicker, I'm just going to, that might have to take that up a little bit too. I'm going to leave that at 20. My speed, I can go ahead and leave it at 10, but I think I might take it down to 9 just because that's a bit of a thicker paper. And then we're going to go ahead and hit send. It's going to read that first one, read that second registration mark, read the last one, and then it should start cutting. It's going to tap. And there we go. So what it's cutting out is my backing because I'm going to mat them, meaning double them up. So it looks like you're like, why is it cutting in an area? There's no color there. It's not gone haywire. It's not messing up. What it's cutting is my backings for this. I just want to make sure that, oh yeah, that was actually a little bit too high. That's a fresh blade. So that actually is a little bit too high of a setting on there, but it's good. Like it's really, really cutting into it. But we're going to let that go. And I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and show you how all of this is set up. Okay. And that's the thing that I don't like. I don't like all that tapping. And with the 4 auto blade, there's no way around it. as it moves to the next thing, it's going to tap again as if it's like a new setting, and it's not. I prefer to use my ratchet blade, but I took it out of the machine to show you guys last week, and now I can't find it. So I have to order a new holder for my ratchet blade, or find it in this oh so crafty organized craft room of mine. All right, so let's go back over here. And when you're doing print and cut, you cannot move anything. So I'm going to just take this and copy it. I'm going to actually cut it and just go to a new page, because when you do print and cut, once you send it to the printer, you cannot move it. All right. So with this, if I put a box around it, it is just a box. So if I go to cut this, it's not going to cut out. It's going to cut out as a box. So when it's a PNG, if you are not using version 4.4 and you're using auto trace, some people ask, well, hey, why does my image have this red line around it when I bring it in? 4.4 has auto trace. All the other versions do not. So even with the PNG, even though it's a transparent background, you still have to do a trace and detach. So we're going to go over to the trace tool, select trace area, place our box around it, increase the threshold. And so see, that covered the main part of the hat, but I need to get the star as well. So I'm going to continue to take my threshold up. You don't really have to have the entire thing covered. So I could technically stop here as long as all of the edges have yellow, or you can go all the way up. I'm going to go trace and detach. What that's going to do is separate it from, looks like there's nothing there. There is a box here. It's an invisible box. See the outline of the hat? So that we don't need, we're going to delete. I'm going to do it one more time with this one. We're going to go select trace area, place the box around it. And see this one, it filled in a lot more because of the colors that are there. So we only have to take it up a little bit to get the gold balls on there. So I'm going to take my threshold up and about there, and we're going to go trace and detach. And then select that box and delete it. Now, if I were to put a line around this, it's kind of hard to see because it is red, but it is now a cut line around it. Now, these don't have internal parts. I do have a video if it has an internal part on how you would do that to take out that middle part. So you have to watch that video. I don't have anything on here that has like an internal, or like people always say, how do you remove the white from the inside? I'm not able to show that one tonight because I didn't choose an image that had that. Tried to keep it very simple. So that's the first part of this. When it comes to images like this, sometimes they are grouped together. Sometimes they are a compound path. The star was loose with this one. For here, it is, well, I can hit ungroup and it is going to just ungroup here. If I were to select this and let's see, where was, okay, that's make compound path. I don't even know why release was coming up because it was just ungrouped. So now they're all separate pieces, and I can go in and change each of these to a different color. Only because this has reds, greens, and golds, I'm going to build my color chart, or like my reference colors from here. So how I do that, just create a shape. I could even use the star. So let's just do that. I'm going to make a duplicate of it if it will act right. All right, I'm going to go over to my color palette, use the dropper, and choose one of the greens. Click on the next one, choose the green. Choose a variation of red. And I'm sorry, I am using keyboard shortcuts. I'm addicted to them. I need to stop doing that when I'm doing live videos and reserve that for my academy where I teach people graphic designing via Silhouette Studio. So how you can make a duplicate is right click and then choose paste, or just right click and choose duplicate and it will make a duplicate of it. And let's go ahead and go there and here. So I've built I built my reference colors from the image. That way, anything that I add to this, the colors will match, especially if you're going to do like sublimation. All right, now let's go ahead and build out our holders, but I also want to cut the matte one. I just want that to cut, so that's already done. Let's head back over to the machine. We're going to go ahead and take that out. So here's that. I probably could have gone up a little bit higher on the pressure for this, or slowed it down so it would have taken its time cutting through this thicker material. All right, so there's that. You can see there's really no ink left on the edges. Did I even flip this? I was supposed to flip this so that it is black on the other side, and I don't think I flipped it. Let's see. Hold on. Did I flip it? Yes, I did. Yay! I did remember to flip it. I just wanted it to be black on that side. That's all. All right. We're going to put this one down. Burnish that real good. Put some tape on it to hold it in place. I'll put a little bit extra on this one because this is a really thick cardstock. And this is a light grip mat, so it will tend to move a lot when it comes to this heavier cardstock. All right. I'm going to go back over to, which one is it? There we go. And we're going to go to send. That is much thicker. So I'm going to take this up, my force up to like 22. I'm going to take my speed down so I can cut a little bit slower. I'm going to take it to 21 and 7. That should cut through it, just so that it, by me slowing it down, it's going to take its time as it cuts through. And I should have a cut that goes through a lot better. All right, so we're going to go ahead and hit send on that. All right, starting to cut. There we go. All right, let's head back over to Silhouette Studio. All right, first things first with creating this is always measurements. So I measure the bottom of the pencil, and it is about 1/4 of an inch, but you want to go a little bit bigger than that to give your topper room to slide through, like so the circles on it for it to slide through. So I'm going to start with a circle. So we're going to go to our shape tool, not the ones here in your flexi shapes, the one up here. So we're going to go to the circle tool, hold down shift, and make a circle. I'm going to lock my aspect ratio, and all I have to do is just change one of these values, either the width or the height, and it will change the other one. So I'm going to go 0.31, and that is where my pencil is going to sit into. Then I want to make an offset, and that can be as big or as small as you would like it. That's just the ring that basically it's going to create a ring to hold your pencil. So that can be as big or as small as you want it. The bigger it is, the more stable it is. When you have it really thin, it can break easier. So the thicker, the better. But there is no right or wrong in it. I'm going to fill these with color just so you can see what happens when you make something a compound path. So there are 2 different circles here. I'm going to select them and make it a compound path. That gives me my ring. I'm going to need 2 of those. And for the middle parts, the one that I have that has like Merry Christmas from Makai Jeremiah, that's just another circle. For that one, I'm going to hold down Shift and Alt, make a perfect circle. And on that one, I want to say I did 2 inches. You can, again, make that anywhere from 1.5 inches. If you want it to be really big on that pencil, you want it to be a 3, you can do that. You can put a whole Christmas tree. You can put a tag, something that looks like a tag. This doesn't have to be for Christmas. You can do this same thing with a heart to make it look like a bow, like a bow and arrow. So you can do that. You can make pencil toppers out of, like, for any occasion and out of any image or any shape. So I'm just going to put 2. Well, I didn't lock it. So I'm just going to put 2 and then 2 again and hit enter so that locks that in. So now that's a 2-inch circle. We're going to take this and pull it up to the top. Take this one, pull it down to the bottom. I want just a little bit of overlap, not a lot. We're going to select them both. Go over to our transform panel, center it, and then I'm going to space it vertically, okay? Just so that it's the same amount of spacing on each one of these where it meets. Now, I need to create a separate type of brace. I want my circles to be the same. So I'm going to just make a duplicate of this and pull it off to the side. All right. Now I'm going to select my circle. Actually, no, let's make a duplicate of this one also. So right click, copy, and I'm going to paste it in front after I weld it. So I'm going to take all 3 of those elements and weld it. I need to create the inner circles where I put Merry Christmas from Makai Jeremiah. So that's why I had to make a copy of it, because if I do an internal offset now, it is going to account for the loops here. Or you can set up your internal offsets before you weld the 2 the 2 smaller circles and the big circle together. There's no right or wrong way as long as, you get it done. So I'm going to delete that, and I'm going to go paste in front. What this is going to do is put that original circle there. I'm going to fill it with color so you can see. See, that's the original one. And I'm going to do an internal offset. I want that to kind of go closer to my edge. So I'm going to decrease the distance so it's a little bit closer to the edge. Hit apply. I like to fill things with color when I'm teaching, just so that you guys can see what I created, but you don't have to necessarily fill it with color, although I train my students to always fill with color. And we're going to do another internal offset. And this is going to create kind of a border or a ring. I'm going to push that back. I want that to be fairly thin. So 0.045 works for me. And I'm going to hit apply. fill that in with color. So it's different colors here, right? I'm going to hold down Shift, click on the outside, well, the green ring, right click and make it a compound path or green circle. It now makes a ring. You can either duplicate this and hold down Shift and Alt and bring it towards the middle. It will make your ring smaller. If you don't want the width of that ring to be smaller, you will have to, I'm going to release compound path on this, make this a different color. You're going to have to create your rings before you make it a compound path. So here we're going to go internal and pull this down. And then I'm going to do another, I'm going to fill that in with color. I'm going to do another internal offset. And before it was 0.045, so 0.045. And then apply. This is, let me just make this another color. So I want you to see the difference in the thickness of the rings. So we're going to make that a compound path. And you see the difference when you shrink it compared to making a offset that is 45. It was a distance of 0.045, which they matched. So you shrink it down, pretty much the same size, but the thickness of that ring changes. So not really a right or wrong way. Maybe you wanted a thin one. That's why you really have to learn the inner workings of Silhouette Studio. And that's what I do in my academy. We meet every Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. We're off for December because that's my vacation month. But I hold classes every single Wednesday for our bachelor students, and we break down Silhouette Studio bit by bit by bit so that they're going to be masters of Silhouette Studio and graphic designing by the time we finish the program. The Academy membership closes December 31st. After December 31st, there will be no more enrollments until next year, September, because I don't want anyone to join and end up being so far behind. So if you want to learn graphic designing via Silhouette Studio and really get a good understanding of Silhouette Studio, either join our bachelor's program or master's program, where we go like deeper into designing. Bachelor's is about learning the basics. Master's is for going deeper into designing. You have to join by December 31st because it will be a hard cutoff. December 31st. Actually, I said January 1st is when it's a hard cutoff. January 1st. Okay. All right. So now there's that. And I'm going to keep this. Oh, no. I want to make a duplicate of that one because it's going to make it easier for the next part. So now here and here, make it a compound path. So now I have my two rings. I'm going to make those the darker, I think I made it the lighter green. And this one I technically don't need. I can make this white. All right. And I want to put words through here. So we're going to, this was that ring for on the inside. I'm going to use that to set my words up. We're going to go to the A. I'm going to type out Merry Christmas. Shrink it down. Fill it with color. I need to know where my ring is. So send it to the back. Center these so I know kind of where to put my Merry Christmas. So I'm going to double click. That brings up my text to path. I'm going to grab that and put it on the outside of that yellow one. And then take this and bring it down inside and then go over to my text tool and increase my character spacing to spread it out some. And I normally won't move it like, well, with this one, I did not, how can I say it? I did not convert it to path because I knew I was going to put an object in the middle and I wanted to know where that was going to fall at when it comes to like in the middle of Merry Christmas. So let's go ahead and put our Christmas tree there now. Right click, bring it to the front, shrink that down. All right, so that means I need to move this over some and maybe even put some space in between it. Okay, now that I have it where I want, I'm going to click on the letters. It has to be on the font. Right click and convert to path. And I'm going to hold down shift, grab my tree, all the parts of my tree. Ooh, I need my circle also. And bring that over yonder. So I need to first line this up. So we're going to take these two and center them so that I can take my Merry Christmas. Ooh. Why is it slightly off? Huh. It was the same circle, but on this one, it's slightly off. All right, let's type that out again. And my cardinal rule, I did not do. I didn't make a copy of my text before I converted it to path. My students know I always say, make a duplicate, make a duplicate, make a duplicate. So let's try this again. Mary, and I'll show you a different way that you can do it also by going around the smaller one. It's just that it's sometimes easier to do a solid circle if you're new to doing text to path, because it can get kind of funky, kind of wonky when you are doing it like on a ring and it'll want to jump around on you. So I try to teach it with a solid circle, but I'm going to show you a different way that you can do this also. I don't know why it didn't kind of fit in there. That was that circle. Uh-oh. Let's fill this with color, just so that I know the difference in them. And shrink that down some. Let's move you out of the way. Double click. I'm going to bring it to this inside one. And instead of going down, I'm going to push it up and out. Oh, see, this is kind of weird and funky because this is also not showing evenly. I have no idea what's going on. It must be a glitch within Silhouette, because you see right here where my S is dropping lower, and this is directly on that ring. So it wasn't me. I'm like, I know I'm not crazy. It's the same circle. So something funky is going on with Silhouette. I probably need to shut down my computer, but something funky is going on because everything else, it is evenly spaced. And then the A and the S for some reason is dropping down. Not sure exactly why. I know how I can fix it, but that's not what this is for. Don't want to be here all night. So I'll fix it afterwards. We're going to go ahead and go back over here, decrease my character spacing, because now with going the opposite direction, it's a little bit too big. Now in doing that, my A went into place. My S is not so, yeah, it's kind of weird how it's set up. Let's see if I decrease the font size. Will that help it some to go into place? Okay, that helped. Now they're all lined up. I wanted to fill it in a little bit more, but hey, we're gonna rock with it. See how if I jump to this one, it goes down. You have to stay on that outside ring as you are rotating it. And I'm gonna put a little space in between there. All right, Merry Christmas. And I can bring this Notice I have not converted to path. I wanted to check my placement of my, what is this thing? My Christmas tree first. So that's going to be there. I need to move this over a little bit more. So I'm going to double click and I'm going to add a space in between the two words and then bring it back some. And it pushed my S down again. I guess it's like once it hits around here, it's pushing it down. I'll fix it. So I'm okay with that where it is. Now I'm going to right click and instead of converting it to path, I'm going to choose ungroup because I need to fix my S. So I'm going to hit ungroup. Oh, I need to fix my S and my A. So I can click on the S and the A and just pull them up because I have no idea why they were dropping down. Now, with holding down Shift, I'm going to click on all of the letters and group them together. All right, there's that one. Now, let's go and write in from. Since I wrote from Makai Jeremiah last time, let's do Zion Imani. So from Zion Imani. We're going to go over to our fonts. I used Big Man. Shrink that down. Well, let's first fill it with color. Make a duplicate because I'm about to put it on a path. We're going to shrink that down some. Shrink it down some more. I'm going to check my Z because that's like the tallest letter. So I'm going to go down just a little bit more. And I'm going to double click. And this time, because I need it to go the other way, I'm going to shoot for the inside ring. Again, it's better. It would have been better with the solid one, but since we're over here, we're just going to rock with it. I'm going to take this and bring it up here. It is going to jump to it, and you see how it's going to jump around. You have to push your mouse up until it flips. There we go. Once it flips, be very careful. Don't pull your mouse back down. Move your mouse to the right or left to move it around the shape. And then I'm going to take my slider and push it up so that it goes to the middle. Don't mind the F. I am going to fix that. And then we're going to go back to the A and add some character spacing to spread his name out some. I'm going to zoom out just to see the placement of it. All right, I like that placement there. Okay. Once again, instead of doing convert to path, or if it was script, it will be weld, I need to modify this. So I'm going to ungroup. I'm going to take the entire word from and bring it up some. And then take the F and bring that up as well. And then hold down Shift. Select all of the letters of his name. And right-click group that together. Now, my star. I have Designer Edition, so there's this thing called the Properties Dropper. It's right here. But if I hit I on my keyboard, boom, same thing. So this right here, we're going to select that star. Click on the tree dropper, make that green. And I don't have a brown. I could use the darker gold, but I'm just going to go over to my color palette and choose a brown that's here. Hold down Shift, click, and group those together. You have to group in order for it to keep the color. Then we're going to go over here to the offset. I'm going to decrease that spacing in between there. Or the distance, not spacing, the distance. And I'm going to hit apply. Now, I'm not cutting this part out, so I don't really have to subtract or anything like that. I just need it to be the same color as the background. So we're going to go to our fill, make it white. go to the line color and make that no color. And what that is going to do is give the illusion of the break in the middle line so that where the tree overlaps it, it's not blending together. And you can make that distance whatever size or whatever you want it to be. And by not subtracting it or modifying the ring, it's a little bit off to me now. So I'm going to click on my tree and just bring that up some to get that star right in the middle. All right, this is basically done. I'm only missing one thing, and that's the break right here. Now, you don't really have to put the break there, the perforated lines. If you're very, very careful and bend it on that line, it will work as well. But if you want the score line on there, either just put it on your scoreboard and score it, or you can put a dash line there. Hold down Shift, make the straight line. So I make sure that it's lined up with that corner part where the fold should be. And then you're going to go up here and make it the first dash line. I'm going to duplicate that. Whoa, wrong thing. Duplicate. And I want to hold down Shift, click on here. And the easiest way to get it to the bottom is go align to the bottom. So it's going to take it to the bottom of here. But now it's going to be a little bit easier for me to bring it up. This is another reason why it's good to have that circle, which I've done so many copy and pasting now, it's probably gone. But with that circle there, this would have lined up right to the edge of it. But that's okay. We're going to put this right here so it creates that line. All right, that's done. So now we're going to select them all and group it together. And I don't like line colors. So we're going to go up to the top. And I want you to see the difference in with line color and no line color. Although I do need the line color for, let's ungroup this. I need the line color for the perforated lines. I like to see where those are. So let's add that back and then group it together. So there's that first one. And for if you're wanting it to be a bit thicker, so for the backing of it, just make a duplicate and then hit weld. You're just going to make it where it's one solid piece. This, of course, you want to add the line color unless you're going to fill it in with color. When you weld it, your lines will become solid. That will cut this in half. So make sure that you turn that back into a perforated line and then group it together. So that's your backing if you want to do what's called matting and make it thicker. Now for one of these, I can just have this like, so I have a version of it where I'm just going to shrink it down. It's going to be like 2 inches wide or so. And I'm going to create a brace for it just so that that can be on the pencil. No words to it. You can do this with any shape. So I have the little hats. I have the reindeer head. You can do this with any shape. So this is why I kept my circle here. So I'm going to make a duplicate of that. Take a rectangle. And this can be as wide or as short or as tall as you want it to be. That is totally up to you. I have it in a couple different widths. So we're going to take these, align them to the center. And I'm going to pull this one up to where it meets right here. And there is no right or wrong in where that really lines up at. It's just about how wide you want your bracer to be and how long, depending on what you're going to put it on. And this can be used for a wide variety of things, even straws. I'm going to make a duplicate because I always want to make a duplicate. And remember when I was saying before I welded it, I could have used that to create my break. I'm going to do that now. Hold down Shift, make a line, make that a perforated line, hold down Shift, click here, align it to the top. I'm going to duplicate that, hold down Shift, click on my rectangle, align it to the bottom. Now, click on my rectangle, my circles, and weld. And now that little line, that perforated line, is right where it needs to be. Okay. So that's that. And that's all I had to do for that part. And I don't want it to print with color. If I want it to print with color, I would fill it with color. And we're going to group that together. So once I print and cut this, I'm going to glue it to the back, which this, of course, is way too big for this particular one. I can make it a little bit bigger, but I would glue it to the back so that that's just on there and the brace piece will go on the pencil. You're going to see that once I get back over to the work desk. Alrighty, that's pretty much it for the rain for this one. It's almost just like the circle. The only thing is you want to make I'm going to duplicate this. Once you line your circles up, you want to make a duplicate of this. I'll just do it really quick. Hold on. Let's go back over here. Let's grab this one, copy and paste. So I'm going to do the top one, but you would just line it up, make a duplicate of this one. So we're going to go copy, paste in front, or Alt and click, or Option on a Mac and click, paste in front. And you're just going to hold down Shift, select your circle, and weld it. What this does is give us the backing with the circle on it. Because if you weld, I'm going to send this to the back, if you weld the circle directly to the image, it's not going to have the color to it. It's going to just because that image in that area is transparent, it's just going to look like a hole. And if you try and fill color in it, it's going to change the entire image. The whole thing is going to turn black or purple or blue, whatever color you make it. So you have to create a duplicate and weld it to that. So you'll end up with two pieces just to make up the one. Make sense? So they have to be together when you're doing the circle part of it so that it will have an area to cut edge on. If you just group it together, you may end up having it cut in between, like cut off your image. And then, of course, put your perforated line there, and you would have your image topper. For this one, I'm not going to go through it, but it was a rounded rectangle, pretty much the same thing. Although they're not a ring. So this is one, then it's an internal fill with red, another internal fill with white, and then all of this information here. So that's that. And if you want to say, you can do a whole page, of course, with all of the printed ones. I wasn't doing a whole page of them just yet. So you can do a whole page, of course, with the printed ones. Or if you're just testing it out, do your printed ones at the top and then just make duplicates and fill them with no color. And those are going to be your backings if you choose to mat them. So that is the design portion. As far as print and cut and setting that up, you're going to go to the page icon at the top. The very last icon is your print and cut. You turn it to on. If you have an older version of Silhouette Studio and yours still says type 1 and type 2, you're going to choose type 1. That is the one with the square in one corner and the 2 L brackets. If you have 3 L brackets, you're going to always have miscuts. It has to be type 1. I personally always max my thickness out. I really do not understand the purpose of not having it maxed out. This is one of the reasons why Cricut kind of, blows it a little bit out of the water when it comes to print and cuts, because their print and cut border is so wide. That gives the machine more area to read. So I personally always max out my thickness. I never have it smaller. When you take it smaller, it doesn't even affect anything. It doesn't change the restrictive area. So why not max it all the way out? Now, your length, if you have like a lot of stuff on there, taking your length down does change your restrictive area. But for me, I'm always between 0.625 and maxing it out. The thicker it is, the wider it is, or the longer it is, the more accurate the registration is. So for me personally, I don't go past 0.625, and I always have it maxed out. The last setting is your inset. If you're new to print and cut, I don't recommend messing around with this. Get a hang of regular print and cut. Just, you can change the thickness and the length, but try not to mess around with your insets. If you have a wide format printer, you can push them all the way out. It's going to give you a little bit more space. I've already cut these, so I don't have a problem with messing around with my registration marks. I'm going to go restore defaults. You see where that jumps into? So when you push your insets back, you get a little bit more space. So you can play around with that. If you have a small format printer, when you go to click on advanced, you can push out left, top, and right, but your bottom one, leave it at default, because with the print margins of a standard printer, it's going to cut off that bottom registration mark, and it might read it, but it's not going to read it accurately. So it's going to cut off. So if you're new, try to leave it at default until you get a better hang of print and cut, and then start playing around with the settings and noting like what all you can and cannot do. Last thing when it comes to print and cut is you have to make sure that no color part is in the restrictive area. So where this hash mark is here, nothing can be in any of those areas. It will affect how it registers. Now, if I happen to go and, want to max out and I want to put this here, because it's not going to print, that's perfectly fine because there's no color there and it will cut just fine. But you don't want any color in that restrictive area. All right, so that's that. And we've already gone through cutting. We're going to head over to the desk and start putting them together. I do see some questions here, so let me just address those real quick. What day are you going to be? Wait, what day are you going to be? Oh, you're talking to Gucci. Okay. We don't have to do anything already members from the beginning, right? We just continue. Yes, you just continue. Correct. Did you say in the beginning these would be a part? So not the images themselves, but what, like the circle one to where you can create your own for that. The brace part, yes, that is a part of the template vault. All right, so those were the only questions I think since the last time. And is that cardstock? So one is photo paper, the matte one is cardstock. All right. Oh, let me grab my glue. My little glue, which, let's see. I'm going to need a needle for the top of this. Ooh. Oh, my glue is clogged. Oh, it is severely clogged. Yeah. All right, hold on. I need to clear out my glue. What is my kid going through? I'm sorry. I'm just trying to clear my glue. It dried up in there really, really good. So, oh, there we go. Now we're shaking and we're moving and grooving. Let me clear out this part too, just in case. Uh-oh. Ooh, yeah, that was clogged up in there. Okay. There we go. We'll put that back on there. Haha, we're in the money. So let me make sure. I always check to make sure it cut through, which it did not. All that time, I should have come over here and checked it. Okay. Something funky is going on with this blade because it's cutting across here. And I knew I should have checked this thing. I'm going to let this one cut again. And then I will work on the other one while this is cutting. I don't need as much force. I can make it go a little bit faster. So let's go. Ooh, one of them is going to cut off. Oh, shoot. I moved this around. Excuse me. I'm going to have to undo until I get back to before I started moving stuff. I knew I should have checked it before I started moving stuff. The joy, though, is I have business edition. So I'm going to come up here to my multiple undo, move rectangle, ungroup 5 shapes. There we go. That should be where everything is. That was before I moved anything. So let's go send, and hopefully it still goes. And we're going to go. And I knew I should have checked it first. All right, we're going to move this back. Oh, what the heck just happened? Okay, it's cutting. All right, I'm going to move you guys over away from that and right onto my workspace. So for this one, I just wanted them to be back to back. And I wanted the back to be black. So I just mirrored it and then filled it in with color. Well, filled it in with color and then mirrored it. I know it's loud. I do apologize. All right. Now I'm just going to so it goes in like this. And then the top goes on like that. So there's that. All right. If you don't want to mat it, just fold it and slide it on. There's that one. Probably should have put this one on one of the green and red ones. All right. Now for the ones that, like, we're going to basically hide this. I'm going to glue this together just to make it thicker. And I'm going to take one of my bracers. I'm going to put this on my pencil just so I know how high. Oh, that is tearing that one up. I should have decreased the pressure more because it was pretty much cut through already. It is ripping that thick cardstock up. All right, because I want this on here first so that I know where I want this to go. So if I want this to cover up the eraser, right there is pretty good. So I'm just going to apply the glue. You can do it with hot glue as well. And then just stick that to it. And I'm going to set that down so that it can set. Ooh, should have moved it over some. All right, I'm going to let that sit and set. Oh, wow. This is really thick. I don't even remember which paper this was to even know which setting to use. And I don't like the auto blade anyway. If that was my ratchet blade, it would have cut through. That's the one thing about the 4. All of my settings are so different. And it's so crazy because when I was talking about that one day in a video, there was an update from Silhouette where they changed all of the settings because of the 4. None of your traditional settings. So if you have a 3, a 2, a 1, and then you upgrade to a 4 or you buy a 4, be prepared to use totally different settings than you used before. They are not the same. The same settings I use on my other ones don't work on the 4. And that's why this didn't fully cut through, because I can't find my ratchet blade. If you follow me, you're a supporter of mine, you'll know that I much prefer the ratchet blade, and that's normally what I have in my machine. But this is pretty stiff, unlike the other one. The glossy one is pretty thin. This is still pretty stiff. So we're just going to take, I'm going to take one of the ones from the glossy because I don't feel like fighting with this. I want to show you can also use double-sided tape if you want to. You don't have to use the glue. So I'm going to put a little double-sided tape on this as soon as I find the end of it. And I give pencils to MJ's class every Christmas and every Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day, they look like bow and arrows. Now that Zion Imani's in school, his classmates will get pencils also. Like, that's a staple for me. It goes into their little treat bags or with their Capri. So whatever I give them, I always give them a pencil. I like to encourage children to write. So I'm just going to put this one, just kind of guesstimate and just put that one right there. So that's your little brace piece. And so now the top is completely hidden. Okay. And I'm going to do my best to get this other little reindeer out. The crazy thing is, I mean, it was a pretty good cut. As far as like the accuracy of the printing cut, it's just that it didn't cut all the way. And this cardstock, well, this cover stock, this is not even cardstock. I think this is my cover stock one, and it is really, really heavy. But look, there's no color there, and it's cut right to the edge. So I know, oh wait, you can't see that. Hold on. There we go. So it's cut right to the edge. No real color on my paper. I tend to get pretty accurate printing cuts because I max out those registration marks. And that helps with getting pretty good print and cuts. I'm going to pull, now that that's done, I'm going to pull this back some just to make it a little bit easier to see my full workspace. If you want to take these a step further, you can do sublimation and do like laminate. Like if you really want them to pop, the color's a little bit different with sublimation, or if you want them to have a glitter look, you can sublimate to glitter cardstock. And that's actually a little bit easier. When you sublimate it, you don't have to worry about registration marks. You would just do a regular cut of your glitter cardstock or your laminated cardstock. Just do a print of your, like do the print and cut on your sublimation paper, or simply take the cut, line it up on your sublimation paper, tape it down, and then press it. So you can do sublimation with these as well, or even do it to glitter heat HTV, but you'll have to do a bunch of cuts of that because you'll have to cut cardstock or something for the backing of it. All right, we're going to just glue this. And this is why I also cut extras of these. Probably should have let that sit. But yeah, there we go. And so this is the glossy one. This is the matte one. All right, I'm going to take these over to the other camera and answer any questions that you guys may have. I'm trying to make stickers. Which video do you recommend me to watch? This one. It's the same thing. So this could have easily been a sticker. Just put it on sticker paper. So you're still doing a print and cut. So there was some designing in this and showing you how if you're going to put stuff on it to group it together and then do cut edge so that it doesn't cut the wording on the inside and it just cuts the outside. So go back and watch this. This is probably the best, one of the best videos to watch because it's the same concepts. You're just putting it to sticker paper and you're not having the little loops on it. But there's that one. That one. And then the back of that one is black. That one. That elf hat, which we can pull that up some so you don't see it. And this reindeer. I'm trying to turn them all around. And they don't have to stay at the top either. They can be placed in the middle. If you knew what I just thought about because I did this. Make you a little nod to Santa, maybe Mrs. Claus, She do something strange for a little change for the holidays, Sometimes you got to work, I guess, a pencil. you know, get that holiday money up, you know. I might just, I'm so twisted. I might just put Mrs. Claus on the pole. So that's all of them. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hey, Nicole. Thank you, Miss Cheryl. Miss Wood, don't encourage the foolishness. Don't laugh at me. That encourages the foolishness. I got you. Oh, y'all are so far behind. Oh my God, these comments are delayed. Y'all are just hearing me talk about the poll. Yeah, see, y'all are so far behind. Oh gosh, thank you. All right, y'all. Oh yeah, it's very delayed. Now watch, I get a bunch of laughing because everything is very delayed. See, look. Oh, y'all are crazy. Oh my gosh. Oh, see, she says I thought the same thing. As soon as I went down, that's the first thing with your head, right? So jacked up. So jacked up. All right, guys. Thank you all so very much. Love this for KJ's class. Thanks for sharing. You are very welcome. Some schools don't allow you to do like treats and stuff like that, even if it's wrap. Like they don't sometimes allow candy. So can't go wrong with a pencil. And these got to go home to their mamas and daddies. So they go and they show them, especially when it comes to little kids. Brand. So for everyone that watches and you are a creative entrepreneur, you can like, so you know when you do that backing piece, rather than trying like print directly to the back, so for that backing piece, flip it and then put your business information, put that on there, or maybe like just kind of put it in the side, something on there. Now your business is in the homes of all of those children. So that's a little extra tip for all of my creative entrepreneurs. Brand the back of these. Y'all are so far behind. Them comments about that poll gonna be coming up a lot, like delayed. So yeah, that's that. Thank you guys so very much for joining me this evening. Don't forget, I will be back on Saturday and I'm doing all things sublimation. Have some Dollar Tree items. I have some ornaments. I have, well, actually, no, the ornaments, because someone asked me about the laminate for the Home Depot ornaments. I'm going to do a separate video for that one, but I am going to do the full bleed. What is that thing called? Stocking. There we go. I'm going to do a full bleed stocking. I have some stuff, like I said, from the Dollar Tree. And I just saw when I looked at the list, Miss Unleashed Crafter, I need to get with you. Well, I know it's your day, but I got some things from the Dollar Tree and it was to make kind of like coffee mug gift baskets as well. I don't know if you want some company, but I had that in mind too. And I saw that you had it on your list already. So if you want some company, we can do 2 different versions of it. But the Unleashed Crafter is my girl, Ebony. She's how I got into sublimation. If you guys don't know, I owe all of this foolishness, and you guys owe all of the fact that you guys have I have the dopest sublimation paper. You guys can buy the dopest sublimation paper. Thank that lady or blame that lady, whichever way you want to look at it. But Ebony, I'm going to always call her out about getting me into sublimation. All right. So again, thank you guys so very much for joining me. In the description, I know Facebook, it didn't save, so I tried to put it back in. There wasn't, so I'll go back in and make a post. Some of you guys know exactly where to find me at. I have 2 YouTube channels. I'm about to have 3, maybe even 4 YouTube channels, but definitely 3. The one is already up. Some of you guys know about it because we are rebranding. And like even my academy, it's going to be called 365 Creative Academy. So there is a YouTube channel for that. Some people say they couldn't find it, I'll make sure that I put the link for it so you guys can go over there and subscribe. It's just going to allow me to focus on other machines and stuff like that outside of Silhouette, and teach some other like small tutorials for other programs. So 365 Creative Academy is the third YouTube channel. And then there's another one that's coming up for all of my business folk. But yeah, go ahead and subscribe to that one as well. So we have 365 Creative Academy, Silaholics Anonymous, Honestly Speaking 365 are all of my YouTube channels. I have 2 amazing free YouTube Facebook groups, Silaholics Anonymous, Silhouette Help. Links are always in the description of my videos, as well as Honestly Speaking 365 Sublimation, which I'm going to take off the Sublimation. I never really wanted an all Sublimation group. I just like for crafters and creatives to just come in and fellowship and share. So I'm going to drop the Sublimation part of it. It was more so to kind of like originally, because we have Sublimation Ink and it was new, but we've been in the game for a year now. I think you already know we have the dopest paper and the dopest ink. Our sublimation paper allows you to sublimate as low as 365 degrees, as fast as 30 seconds. No cover sheet required. There's absolutely no bleed through. I don't even tape. When I'm doing regular shirts, I don't even tape that sucker down. I get my shirts done in a minute and a half tops, while y'all still lit rolling and all that other stuff if you're using other paper. So if you haven't tried our paper, we do offer sample packs. Go over to hsink365.com to purchase ink, like look at our products, or purchase a sample pack if you want to try it out first. And let's see what else. So I did Facebook, I did YouTube. Oh, TikTok. Let me see if y'all love me or not. Where my phone went. I need to see if I'm any closer to going live on TikTok. Let's see. What did you guys do on TikTok? Let's see. Do you love me? Do you love me? Oh, okay. So a few of y'all. I am now under 100 away. So if you don't know, there is the TikTok. Shakia the Professor 365. Look for the HS Ink logo. I'm at 903. Can we get to 1,000 by the weekend so I can go live on the weekend? I think we can. Y'all tell everybody to go like the TikTok. It'll be more content when I can go live. Y'all know I love lives, right? Y'all know I'm addicted to going live, right? Okay. She's like, what you talking about, Willis? Yes, yesterday. Oh, let me tell y'all, if you missed yesterday, please go. She always comes with the fire. Now, I don't know. This year we didn't have to work as hard. Normally, me and Gucci end up having a lot of days, but we brought it's a lot of new crafters on, and people took like more than one day this year, so we're not like overworked. But normally, me and her tag team are trying to figure out what we're gonna do to fill these days in. But she always comes out with a banger, and that centerpiece yesterday was so friggin' dope. So dope. She made it from like Dollar Tree items. It's amazing. Definitely go check out the playback. Check it out on DIY Crafting Network, or go show my girl some love on their YouTube channel where she can get some coins. Yeah, no. All right. Yes, I just got a whole shirt idea. The North Pole. Oh, my mind. I just have a new shirt. I have a shirt to design tomorrow. Well, probably Sunday, because I got a lot of stuff to do. That just gave me a whole idea. No, the stocking that I'm going to use is not from the Dollar Tree. Y'all know I'm all about educating. And while the Dollar Tree has items that you can sub on, they're not the greatest. They are perfect for my new subbies, like as in sublimators, and you want to practice, but I would not recommend necessarily like selling it. Maybe you can give it away to like, your kids' classmates and things like that. But the ones that I'm going to use, I got it oh gosh, I'm from a couple different places. I know one for sure came from summationblanksandmore.net. One I had from Hobby Lobby, like, let me see, 2 years ago. Because when what was that last year when Zani Mani had his surgery, and I couldn't stay in the hospital, and so I went to Hobby Lobby. I think that was last year. No, because my mom couldn't go with me, so that was the year before that. Then he had surgery, and I was in Hobby Lobby, and I brought all this ish, and I've had it ever since. I never actually did anything with it. So yeah, I got one from Hobby Lobby. I know I got one from submissionblanksandmore.net last year. I would have to look and see what the places you like who has some in stock this year, because the ones that I have are from like older inventory. I just never did anything with them. Okay. You're very welcome. Let's see. On Saturday, I have not set the time for Saturday yet, but like I said, I'm going to put it on the calendar on DIY Crafting Network, and I'm going to schedule the live earlier so you guys can get the YouTube notification and be able to set your reminder. I have not set the time yet because I have some projects I have to do in the morning. So depending on like how much I get done on Friday, I'll have a better idea of what time I will be live on Saturday, but it definitely will be late afternoon, early evening, somewhere in there. It won't be early in the morning. So late afternoon, early evening, Eastern Standard Time. Exactly. I use Dollar Tree items to practice. I don't feel bad when I mess up. Exactly. So that's what, like, for me, it's going to be more of like teaching about those things and educating and showing the difference between using quality blanks versus ones that, it's great to practice on. Alrighty, y'all. I am out of here. I am hungry. Because I didn't eat before this. So I am hungry. I'm about to go eat. Hope you guys enjoy this. Hopefully this helps people who are having issues with print and cuts and just kind of showing and sharing my techniques. And guys, go in and look at your settings. All right, y'all. Until next time, have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity. Don't forget crafts all week long, all month long, until the 25th. All right. Till next time, be ink credible. Peace.